restaurant owner and chef of White Pillars Restaurant and Lounge. Man, this is a perfect time for this on a Friday, so it's good to have you, sir. Good to spend some time with you. You guys got some pretty good notification or some pretty good publicity on the 2021 King of American Seafood Award. I was watching the video on Facebook, and by the way, there's a lot of the information on Facebook if you want to go there. But Austin, tell me a little bit about the award and how it came about. This is the first time you guys had entered the competition, too.
It is. So we were representing Mississippi as the champion from Mississippi. So we had to win that competition first, and then the national competition was down in New Orleans. And so we had an hour to cook. Couldn't do anything ahead of time, and it was exciting, super fun, and a lot of really great chefs. So we're really proud to bring it home for the state of Mississippi.
I want to get back to that, but tell me a little bit about the restaurant first of all, because folks across the entire state may not know much about it. But a little bit about the White Pillars. Where is it, and how did it get its name?
So we're located right on the beach in Biloxi, right off of Highway 90. So it was a home originally built in 1905, converted into a restaurant in 1969 of the same name. The Mladinich family ran it from 1969 to 1989, and then they called it quits in '89, and it's just been sitting here ever since then. And my wife and I reopened it in 2017. The Mladinich family did a lot of renovations on the building, and then we came in and kind of finished them out. And so we decided to keep the name because it was a very famous restaurant back then. And it was kind of a piece of history, and wanted to kind of bring that back to Mississippi and back to the coast, which has been exciting. Also, it's a lot of pressure too, but super fun. Yeah,
pressure in more ways than one. When you start looking at the longevity of how long that building itself has been there, anything that's facing the coast with all of the tropical activity that we've had, there's some stress in that.
Absolutely. We've had our fair share of scares and everything. Zeta, we had a little bit of damage, not too much, but I'd like to think a very strong building, obviously, knock on wood. It's been through Camille and Katrina without any structural damage.
Amazing.
So I always like to laugh that we're on a Biloxi mountaintop. We're at 25 feet of elevation right here. So that's a pretty good bit right on the water.
You are, I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but you're a relatively young man. And when you make these decisions to get into the restaurant business, as a lot of our friends would say, it's a tough decision. You got to love what you're doing, and I know as a chef you certainly do. But when you become a owner of a restaurant and lounge, there is a lot of pressure. How did you guys fare and are faring through this pandemic?
Well, I think it. We like to say that if we could make it through this, we could make it through anything. It was definitely tough. I mean, just like it was for everybody. We decided not to take it laying down though. We kind of went after it. We went really hard towards our when we had to do to-go only with kind of our social media presence and just making sure that we stayed relevant. We did like take home like meal kits and then like Facebook Live videos that you could cook along with me. We did to-go cocktails, and just tried to do something, that worked for the guests that couldn't come in. And we had a great support, definitely a lot more than I was expecting throughout that. And it was just enough to keep the doors open and the lights on.
Would you describe the restaurant as a fine dining, casual? Where does it place in that category?
Yeah, it's definitely fine dining. We're decidedly not white tablecloth, so we try to be approachable fine dining is the way we like to put it. Obviously, the food is very high end, and delicious. But you can come in and feel comfortable. You can come in a t-shirt and sit in the lounge and eat a steak. So we want to be there for everybody.
And one of the other things too is you've made every possible efforts to make sure whatever comes comes from local, whether it's seafood or vegetables and everything else. How's that working out?
So, it's definitely makes it more difficult, but we feel like it's worth it. We live right in between one of the most nutrient-rich bodies of water in the whole world, and then one of the greatest farming areas in the world too. It's right on either side of the restaurant, so we're able to get really great, super fresh seafood, and then also we have this, awesome long growing seasons and everything down here in South Mississippi, and we have awesome produce and that kind of stuff too. But we take it one step further. Like even our tables were made in Mississippi, our pottery is made in Mississippi, our artwork is local artists. We try to support our community as much as possible in the hopes that they'll support us in return.
And another step forward on that, when you go to the lounge and sit down, you can have some pretty good drinks made with something called cat head vodka.
Absolutely.
Which is also Mississippi.
We try to use local spirits as well.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about the winning entry. What was it, and how did that come about?
So, it's a dish that we've been working on for a while. So they didn't have the competition last year. So it's just kind of been in the back of our minds for really 2 years. We did a snapper dish, obviously from the Gulf, and we prepared it 3 different ways. We did a raw preparation called a crudo. We grilled some snapper ribs, and then we did a snapper jowl pho. So our approach was to use as much of the fish as possible in different parts of the fish in different ways.
The award is the 2021 King of American Seafood Award. Where's the publicity on this one? Did it get some TV time or some magazine time?
It did in New Orleans for sure. It was in all the local news stuff, and then there's everybody's kind of run that since then. But they definitely had cameras set up, and they interviewed us while we were cooking and all that kind of stuff too. So that's like a whole nother layer to cooking under a time constraint, and then also answering questions the best you can during it. I could hear my 6-year-old Ollie being interviewed out in the crowd while we were cooking. That was interesting for sure. Kind of hard to hold the old attention span.
Austin, how did you get here? I mean, as far as a young man, are you from Mississippi originally?
I am. So I grew up in Macomb. I went to Ole Miss, did hotel and restaurant management there. Then I went to the CIA culinary school up in New York, and it kind of the further away from Mississippi I got, the more of a draw I had to come back. So it's always been my dream to have a restaurant in Mississippi.
Well, I look forward to stopping in when we come down to the coast. It was good to meet you, sir. Congratulations on your award. Austin Sumrall, the chef, restaurant owner. Chef, when you guys go to, what's your hours real quick?
So we're open Wednesday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and then we do brunch on Sunday.
Got it. Austin, congratulations, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you for having me.